Murder.
Chalk outlines.
DNA tests.
Blood.
Anonymous tip.
Beheadings and disembowelments.
Fingerprints.
The yellow tape that they have on crime scenes.
Witness statements.
Stakeouts with my cop friend and we drink coffee. UV lights that they can see on. 5 minutes.
I thought of another one for the intro.
Oh, yeah.
Grumpy man in the morgue. I thought there was always a grumpy man in the morgue.
Going,
What the hell?
I've already done this 3 times, Mullins.
Literally, that's yeah.
What are you expecting from another autopsy?
Here you go. Same as before.
Burnt to a crisp in a gas fire.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, I've
But,
never
no.
seen that in anything.
No,
I've
in
watched
all the
before.
shows, Ben's actually,
Yeah.
it's actually a really good observation.
Thank you.
In the morgue, the guy always doesn't want to be there. And it's probably
Yeah.
because he's hanging out with dead bodies all the time.
True.
Like, they're a bit, they're just a bit weird.
They're just a bit weird. Yeah. They
All right,
are.
Belle, you're eating into your time.
No, I'm not
'Cause you've
yet.
got 5.
Oh, no.
You've got 5 minutes to tell us a true crime story.
All right. This is a recent one, actually. 2018 this happened and was only actually ended in the courts last year. It's pretty straight up and down, though. 2018 in the US in California, there's a guy called Thomas Perez, and he was living with his dad, Thomas Perez. So we have junior and senior.
Weird when people do that.
I know, right? But hey, no. I feel bad for him, so let's just, you'll see. So Thomas Perez Sr. went out to the letterbox. He was about 70-something years old. He went out of their home to get the letterbox, which apparently was in the end of the street. I don't know, maybe that's an American thing. Went out to get the letter, never came back. And his son, Thomas Jr., who was about 50, he then called the police the next morning because he realized that his dad hadn't come back and was like, what the hell? He went out to the end of the street. Where's he gone? Called the police went, okay, missing person. They went straight to his house. Now, when they got to his house, they did find that it was in complete disarray, and there was like, it's such a classic thing in true crime. Like their house was like a hoarder's house. But he said he was doing renovations, he was going through a divorce, all this stuff. The police were immediately sus of him. He was acting very weird, apparently, very chill for someone whose dad just went missing. They started seeing around the place things that looked like bloodstains. They then took him into custody. They brought in, the UV lights that you see blood on, did a scan of the house, and it showed all the chemicals coming up for blood that's been washed, but you can't see with your eye. They then brought a police dog in to sniff out where a corpse has been, which I didn't know they could do.
Yeah, cadaver dogs.
Yeah, not where just a body is, but where a body has been. I didn't know that. So the dog came in and showed signs of there was a dead body in the dad's bedroom. The shower curtain was also missing. There was all these things. So they took Tom into custody and they started questioning him. They questioned him for a full day. 17 hours straight they questioned him in a police room, the tiny ones with the fluorescent lighting and the little table. To the point where he was pleading innocent the whole time, and he's saying, I didn't kill my dad, please, let's go find him. But he was still acting a little bit sus, a little bit nervous, a little bit weird. So they started getting his mates to come in and talk to him like they were coming to, look after him, but they were actually mic'd up and to see if he would confess to them. They even brought in his dog and said, hey, your dog has clearly witnessed you kill your dad. We have to put your dog down because it's so traumatized and it's got blood on its paws and it's seen some shit.
As if they can do that.
I know. So they
That's
sent
so
it off to go
bad.
get put down. So he...
Were they joking, though?
No, they sent it off to go get put down. It's very, very sad.
Why would they
They
do
can't do that.
It was traumatized. So
How do you
Thomas
know
at this
that?
point, he's had this dog since she was a puppy. He's completely lost it. A full day goes past of questioning, and then he finally confesses. And he said, I think I blacked out and I must have killed my dad. I must have just stabbed him to death. I think I wrapped him in the shower curtain. I think I took his body out. He confessed. They put him in a psychiatric unit for a few days because he said that he couldn't remember it. He had no recollection, so something must be wrong. Then the phone rings. It's his dad on the phone. His dad called and said, guys, what the hell? I'm alive. He didn't even know that he'd been a missing person or that his son has just been charged with his murder. He just forgot his phone at home, went and got a plane and to go see his daughter, so Thomas's sister, and forgot to tell Thomas that he was going to visit her. The police actually got given her number to call and check from Thomas and never called her. And they just straight up thought that he'd killed his dad.
That's nuts.
They arrested him, everything.
Did the dog die though?
The dog, the people hadn't put the dog down yet. So the dog lived.
So, but what was the blood
what
though?
Was all the
what was
body? The dog smelt the body.
So the dog, the police dog, was a dog in training and was a volunteer's dog and actually hadn't qualified yet.
Well, that's the dog you want to put down.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Ben, it was learning
Yeah.
still.
Well,
failed.
The chemical light also shows up chemicals. It's like the same chemicals in blood and paint. And he'd been painting the house, and it came up all around the house, but it was
Right.
actually where he'd been painting.
That's
and then,
nuts.
That is
eh?
nuts.
So he then went on to
Surely
sue.
he's got money. Yeah, he'd have money now.
He went and sued the police force. He asked for something like $10 million or something wild, but he did walk away with 900,000, so Australian equivalent, 1.5 mil.
You'd think
for
you
all the
get. I mean,
trauma.
that's decent, but you'd think you get more than that. I reckon if the police
I know.
bungled it that bad, like they
Yeah.
had the
Oh.
number, they said they're going to put the dog down. All
Yeah.
those crazy things.
The other
like,
thing, the dog got really injured and then later died while it was in police custody. It got really injured and it's like it didn't recover. And
Wrong-
then that later died.
Wrong dog died.
Ben!
Ben's main takeaway.
They just... Seriously.
I just think if you at least they should have fired it.
Or
No,
like
because
just put it
the-
out, dropped it.
No.
somewhere in
It's
a car
not the
park or
dog's
something.
fault. It was the police's fault. They chose the wrong dog. They chose a dog that was still in training.
Well, the dog's I mean, half the blame should go to the dog, right? It made a mistake.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have brought it in for a real case. It was like not
I
qualified.
wasn't ready.
That's like bringing a freaking.
I think
you
the
know,
dog should lose its accreditation at least. Like it shouldn't
Yeah.
have its badges anymore.
Yeah. At
It
least
didn't
know
have
on
any
its
badges.
file.
It hadn't qualified yet.
Well, why was it doing a real life job?
That's the police's fault.
I don't know. The dog should have known better.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
so no one died.
See you in the next one.
And that's it.
Liked that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Belle.